Easy.
You want to change his behavior. That's basically the most common questions that I get, and basically the only questions that I get have everything to do with changing his behavior. You want him to say something different or take back what he said or change his mind about what he said and act differently towards you in some way, shape, or form. So you can manifest that. I gotta tell you, I've been doing this for a very long time, and I've been vehemently, really studying law of attraction and manifesting and trying it out and trial and error. And a lot of that has been around relationships because that's just my personality. And I've learned a lot. So make sure that you stay tuned for this, because I'm going to give you a few three subtle tips and maybe a bonus tip to help you stop doing the most common things that throw people off that they don't even know that they're doing. And these are things that took me over 10 years to really figure out. So I am not joking here. It really took me over 10 years of trial and error and an incredible amount of study and working with people to really get down to the subtle nitty-gritty details, the subtleties that I'm going to reveal to you in this video. Manifesting what you want from a person, from your man, is really not so hard. I will tell you, in my relationship, there have been plenty of times when I felt that my husband was behaving in an unacceptable manner, and I finally was able to manifest him really consistently, not just turning around, but a consistent turnaround, or a turnaround that remained consistent afterwards. So what I hear from a lot of you guys is there's this back and forth, he comes to you in this way and presents in this way, and that's good, you like that, and then he changes his mind, and then you try it again, you manifest it again, and then it's inconsistent, right? So what I'm going to tell you in this video is going to help you not just to change the behavior, but to make it consistent, and it's really going to make you a much better manifester so that you can manifest whatever you want all the way around, no matter what we're talking about, okay? So the first thing that I'm going to say, and please hear me out on this, because everybody makes this mistake. Even I will make this mistake, and I have to stop myself and catch myself and just be aware and turn that around for myself. And I've gotten good at that through my experience. But I'm telling you, everybody makes this mistake, and it's very easy to change, but you need to be aware of what this is. So what I notice in people and in myself, in general, when you're focused on manifesting something, like you probably are, you're like, I want him to change his behavior. I want him to behave differently in this way, and I want to change this circumstance, and I want him to take back what he said or change what he said or whatever. You want him to be different, right? So that's your focus. I want him to be different. 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 And it's kind of like what you end up doing when you're manifesting or focusing on manifesting, is the focus becomes wanting it more, right? You're like, yeah, I really want this, and I'm going to be positive about this. And you just think more about how much you want it. In general, that's what people are doing. They're like, I really want this. Is it happening? I really want this. And you're kind of focusing on it. And this ends up being a form of what I call trying too hard. I know that it sounds really counterintuitive, and that's okay, because you want to manifest an opposite result. It means you have to not do what you're doing and do something else, right? If what you're doing is not working, you have to do something else. So if this sounds like completely different than what you've been doing, that's probably a good thing, okay? So hopefully I can give you something new and different to do to get a new and different result. That's what we want. But yeah, there ends up being this focus on getting what you want. Am I there yet? Is it there yet? And you see how wanting it is not the vibration of having it. But in manifestation and law of attraction, we know that You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. Boy, if we manifested what we wanted, that would be a lot more clear. It's like, I want it, there it is. I want it, there it is. No, you manifest what you focus on. And it's vibrational, right? So you have to become a vibration that is calm and secure and satisfied in the fulfillment of that which you want in order to attract it. You have to become a vibrational match. And becoming a vibrational match means you want to vibrate, or your energetic level, right? You want your energy to be the same as what it would be like to have already obtained the thing that you want. And the more that you go after it and think about getting it, the more that you're trying to get something that you don't have, and that's what you're vibrating. And so with some people, when they go after this, like they start trying to manifest something, they notice that like things just get worse. Like, what is going on? I guess manifestation doesn't work. Well, it works when you work it, right? And it's something kind of complicated when you're starting out because it's counterintuitive. For the most part, when you're doing it on purpose. Doing it on purpose, it's this interesting oxymoronic thing. Okay, life is really a paradox, and so is manifesting. So with manifesting, the paradox of manifesting is when you find manifesting because you want to obtain something, but so it's like, how do I stop doing that? Like, that's why I'm here, because I want to obtain this thing. Yeah, but when you're actually doing the manifesting part, implementing that, energetically speaking, the more that you are like doing it from a place of, I really want this thing and that's what I'm after and that's what I'm focused on, you're operating from a place of the awareness that you don't have it. And the awareness that you don't have it is what is the underlying manifestational vibration that you keep seeing popping up. So it's like, I'm doing all this stuff, I'm doing manifesting, I'm doing this, I'm doing scripting, I'm doing visualization, I'm trying, I'm meditating. What isn't working? What is going wrong? And it's that you trying to get something instead of knowing that you have it. So this is really worth understanding, that it's not, you cannot keep feeling that you're going after something. You have this thing that you're going after. You really have to feel like, yeah, that thing is mine. And that's what's going to make the difference for you when it comes to the transition between not having it and actually having it. You need to already feel like you have it. So the second thing that I'm going to tell you is, here is a huge mistake that everybody makes, and I think you would probably never figure this out if I didn't tell you. So what people are doing is they keep looking for the feedback. Did it happen? Did it happen? Did it happen yet? What's he doing now? Is he responding now? Am I seeing a result? Did it happen yet? And this is a vibration of lack, because instead of being confident that you have it and knowing it into being and living in your end in the sense that I don't need to check and look because I know that I have it, just like breath. Are you gonna like wake up in the morning and be like, oh, am I still breathing? Yeah. Like, do you check yourself to see if you're breathing? Oh, am I breathing enough? Am I alive enough? No, you don't. Why? Why don't you check that? Because you just know it. It's the assumed thing. Like, it's so assumed you don't think about it. That is exactly what you want to do when you're manifesting your specific person or anything else in life, is you want to assume that it's already done. You want to assume that you don't have to look, you don't have to check, because if you are looking and checking, you are not believing and you are not convinced that it is done. And vibrationally, you're sending this very like shady, insecure message that says, I'm not quite fulfilled and I'm not quite there yet and I don't quite have what I want. And so the results are going to be really shifty and shaky with that, right? It's definitely not going to be consistent. And it's definitely not going to be like that solid result that you want, right? Because you're still insecure, right? But what you want is you want this, right? Not this. So you have to know it enough that you're able to stop looking for the circumstance to show it to you, and you need to know it ahead of the circumstance. So it's the opposite of checking. It's like, no matter what happens, you are still cool, calm, collected, and you sit back and you just know that this is gonna go your way. No matter what you hear, no matter what you see, you just know that this is gonna go your way. Like a badass. You're gonna be a manifestational badass when you can see something that doesn't really look like it's in your favor and you just don't even care because you know that this is still gonna end up in your favor. Yeah. And you're in your end. That's what you're focused on. You know that it's done. That's what makes it come to fruition. Now, the third tip that I'm gonna give you guys is, let's get up here. You know, what I notice with people who are trying to manifest what they want from a specific person or a person in a situation or a love relationship, what you guys are looking for, right? It's like you kind of energetically, you manifest being a victim energetically, right? And you kind of take on this like victim role energetically, vibrationally. Like you become the victim. And how do you know that you've done this? Because you're complaining a lot, right? You're like, this happened to me and that happened to me and how do I make it be this? And I'm so sad about that. You're taking on this like victim energy, and it's just that, it's an energy. So the manifestation that you're going for is actually victorious, not victim energy. So you literally have to stop doing everything associated with making yourself into any kind of victim in the situation. You have to start thinking and being victorious, completely convinced that you are victorious. And everything else that prior to that made you feel like you're a victim in any way, or that like you're losing in the situation in any way, is going to bounce off of you when you just decide to take on this victorious energy. It doesn't matter if something actually happens to you. It's going to like bounce off of you. It's going to have no effect because now you're victorious and you know it. And that's energetic, right? There's no specific way that I can tell you, like an actionable way to handle that, because it's completely energetic. You can try to bypass, like pretend that you're, you know, a certain way. And if you're really not that way energetically, like fully, you're just never going to pull it off, right? So there's ways that you can help yourself that I teach, that you can change your state and put yourself into a more victorious frame of mind, right? More of like a God state, more of like an unshakable, confident state. And that's going to completely turn around the situation so that you're no longer a victim in the situation who's complaining about what's happening to you, right? So ultimately, you really, really need to lead with vibrational control. And this means no matter the circumstances, no matter what happens, you're going to lead with vibrational control. No matter what you see, no matter what happens. No, you're still that manifestational badass, that vibrational badass. That is when you're really going to be a complete winner in your situation and in your manifestation. You've already taken on the role of winner energetically. That is what is going to happen to you. If you're interested in taking my course on manifesting consistent commitment, where I let you guys in more of the nitty-gritty details on like exactly what I did to get that huge transition in my husband and make it consistent, I'm going to be teaching that this weekend. So the course is called Manifest Consistent Commitment. It's in my coaching group. When you join, you gain access to all of my member-only courses, and you can get 1 week free with the link below, or just text insiders at 474747 for that link to get your 1 week for free. But yeah, that's every single weekend. I'm going live and I'm answering your questions, and I'm teaching a live course. course. Plus, if you have been following me for a while, you really like my teachings, or if you just found me and you really like my teachings, I'm going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina on June 30th until July 6th, and we're going to be doing a Savage Bitch retreat for Savage Queens. Okay, so this is for people who are really interested in going so beyond the 7 steps. So I have this course that teaches you how to align called the 7 steps of consistent instant manifestation, and a lot of people have taken that course and they love it. But it teaches you alignment, which is completely imperative to manifesting anything. However, I want to go beyond that, and that's what I'm going to do in this Savage Bitch retreat. So I invite you guys to join. If you would like to join that retreat, I'm going to have that link below for you guys. Comment, ask me questions. If you're still watching, that means that you liked it, so make sure that you click the like button, subscribe, click the bell button to get all those notifications, and I will see you in the next video.
That was easy.